a very costly piece of land, free of cost, and a building was built there. That building was built in 1970s. From that, we provided short-term education programs and testing facility. As you would know, in packaging, if you're exporting abroad, then for dangerous goods, UN certification is mandatory. That testing is provided by services provided by IIP. From there, we moved on, and the need for creation of more IIPs across the country was felt. We moved across to Delhi, Calcutta, Chennai. Then we moved to Hyderabad and then Ahmedabad. In 2023, when I was director IIP, we entered into an MOU with the UP government, an action which took 15 days time from the day invitation came that we may move in that direction. It shows the interest the state governments are showing in IIP. There are many examples of this nature. A small state like Sikkim, a very important state on the northern border, expressed their maybe Southeast Asia also. So that project has now been awarded to CPWD as a project manager and should be seeing the light of the day in the Diamond Jubilee year of IIP. 106 crores is not a very large sum for some industry, but for a laboratory to get 106 crores for establishing and running, that is a massive, massive deal for IIP. That will be the game changer in the year of 60th year of our existence. So I'm very sanguine and I'm very hopeful about how IIP is going to go forward. As I said, Foundation Day requires us to be semi-celebratory and semi-critical. So our journey from a small institute, I'll not call it fledgling because packaging needs were felt all across. To inform you what is the vision of IIP going forward so that we fulfill the mandate that the government has bestowed on us. In that sense, what is important is that I had an idea that I will talk more about I because as a director, it is director who is the chief executive who tries to govern and guide and take things up with the governing body for approvals of various kinds. So I had this clear idea that if we go towards the AICTE approved courses, those courses will bring more kind of surety to the students and more importantly the guardians, because India is a society where guardians decide the future of students to a large extent even now. So AICTE approved courses would bring more focus and confidence in the courses offered by IIP. PGDP being an exception because PGDP has been tested and my alumni are doing very well. So this course is known as a good course. But for people who have done only maybe +2 or 10th, they need to be tapped. So when we opened this IIP center in Lucknow, we moved to AICTE with the blessings of the Government of India, and Government of India Commerce and Industry Ministry has written a letter to AICTE saying that our courses should be approved by AICTE. So in that direction, the first success we tested was when we got our diploma course. The first ever diploma course offered by IIP has been approved by AICTE and it will be launched in IIP Lucknow very soon. That course will be open to 10th pass students for 3 years and 12th pass students for 2 years. Now that will give a trained manpower for the shop floor functioning to the industry. And that need is felt very largely as I discussed with the governing body members and other industry stalwarts. That need is felt very clearly because every industry requires a packaging technologist, and every time that technologist should not be a postgraduate person. He can be a person who has exposure to the machines and learnings of that. So that was the first thing. Before that, what we did was last year, we launched our first ever undergraduate course on packaging technology with the help of IIP University. That course was has been taken as a benchmark now for more such courses to be offered by IIP in all other centers. And when we move towards a situation where AICTE approves our courses, our requirement of going through the university will be reduced to that extent. So you see that there is a change in focus and vision of how our educational profile will be moving upwards. and will become more useful to the younger people who are coming to the packaging industry. That exposes them to the packaging technology at a much younger age, so that they have more number of productive years for packaging industry service. As I say, packaging industry by various estimates, $20 billion to $30 billion in India, expected to grow to more than $40 billion in a period of 6 to 7 years, doing a decent mid-tenths of percentage growth every year. Now, this is a remarkable rate of growth for any industry, but more so in times of uncertainty of various kinds. So I congratulate everybody who is involved in the packaging industry, and I claim a right on everybody's time and resource of packaging industry, because you are the ones who came to the government of India to create IIP 1966, before I was born even. So the sense of ownership has to be there. On this foundation day, what I ask of you, those who are already in the packaging industry, is that you should have a sense of ownership of IIP. This is one thing that I ask of you. The various kind of initiatives that we have taken, the government has highlighted the need for more outreach programs. You would agree that bigger industries have the wherewithal to have consultants, to have experts on their roles. These are the MSMEs, which is the backbone of any industry. When I talk of MSME as additional DGFT, I give a lot of speeches about the role of MSME in the growth of the economy. Now, export is a pillar, which is one of the four things, export and import in that sense, but more of export, is one of the four pillars which drives an economy. An export-led economy ensures that, one, you get foreign exchange if you are more dependent on imports, which India is. And the second, it gives you employment. Because our market is limited, so there is so much goods we can generate and consume ourselves. We are only 1/7 of the world population, so 6/7 of the population lies outside India. If we can cater to the demands of the countries at large, that will create that demand for our goods and services. So in that sense, packaging industry growing very fast, and packaging empirically adding 10% to 15% of value to the unsupported industry. It is a very strong foundation that if we go to the farmers of the India who are willing to supply goods to the marketplace. Now, farming is one thing where 20% of the food grain is wasted in the transportation, storage, and other space. If we take this packaging knowledge of even simple kind to the farmers and the MSMEs, the value addition is immense. We can really make a change to the lives of the people. So with that strong conviction, IIP has in the last few years, 2 to 3 years, we have moved on very strongly towards outreach programs. So whether it is serving the interests of the farmers in Kerala or Odisha or Northeast or Jammu and Kashmir, going to Odisha and Bihar and Uttar Pradesh in a major way, it has taught us that the kind of change that IIP can bring about, that is not available to a small, any institute of any kind, because their outreach is limited. Even an IIT does not have an outreach like an IIP would, because we are connected with the people who require support and hand-holding. So when we talk to the MSME, or when some self-help group in Mumbai, I interacted with them a few months ago, 2 months ago, when 30 ladies from the rural background came, and they were doing the honey business or food grain or some kind of agri-based industry, small, very small scale, maybe turnover of 2-3 lakh rupees a year. To you, it may sound like a very small initiative, but for people for whom even a 2-3 lakh rupee business means a lot. There, if you can support them and their turnover can increase by the packaging growth by 10% in a year, that is a massive satisfaction for anybody who is really doing it at the grassroots level. I'm giving you a small example of what a change it can bring to the lives of the common people. Many of us are privileged to be here and to be sitting in this setting. But the rural India or the forest area where a lot of people are there, they need the support of a serious kind. And I assure you that with the support that the packaging industry may provide to IIP by various forms, we recently got registered with income tax departments. So I had written letters to many industry stalwarts that CSR funds are waiting in IIP for their support. I have not got a feedback as yet. So this is an occasion on Foundation Day. It's like my birthday, in birthday, a small student or, child who is very naughty ends up asking for things, especially from people who are not kind enough to get gifts. So I end up saying things which strikes a raw nerve in the hearts of people if the heart is beating well. So this is one thing that I'm trying to signal. Please take that signal in the right spirit. So that was one thing I had to mention to you. Our support to the marginalized society is going to grow. We have some scholarship. We are going to increase that scholarship in the coming month. It's a small initiative which will go a long way in telling the people from SC, ST, OBC or EWS category that they are welcome to IIP. I have tried to highlight the education part so far. On education itself, the Ministry of External Affairs has given us ITEC programs last year, and those programs have been very successful in IIP Delhi. And I thank MEA for having trust in IIP, and they have assured us, looking at the performance, that the kind of programs IIP would be getting will be increasing in numbers in the coming years. So that is a cause of celebration. WPO, the World Packaging Organization, we are one of the founding members, where I represent India. And there, IIP has been given a training course for this year, 2025, after some time. So we'll be organizing that course this year. The kind of outreach that is required for bringing IIP and the industry closer together and to make the stakeholder participation stronger, we held the first ever Chintan Shivir almost a year ago in Goa, where many of you attended, and the Commerce Secretary was present there. A lot of academicians also came, and there a lot of deliberations took place, and we tried to find out what exactly are the industry needs. One of the points highlighted was that our syllabus needs to be up to date. Now that is not for somebody to point out in a Chintan Shivir, but one of the points which came across. So I took up this point very seriously. We established a syllabus rehauling procedure in coordination with the Education Committee of IIP and the academics of IITs and others, industry leaders, alumni, students, and faculty. And that exercise has been completed under the leadership of IIP Delhi. I thank Professor Ghosh. Professor Ghosh. Yes, sir. Thank you very much for leading that initiative. And this year, we are going to change our syllabus in a meaningful way. After 1985, there was some change in 2016, but that was minor tinkering. We are going to change it to make it up to date, to cater to the needs of the industry, and make it obvious to the industry leaders and students that when they come out, they would have a very, very modern syllabus which will be adding value, including 3D printing and other things, everything that you can think of, with a lot of focus on sustainability. So that is one initiative I wanted to share with you. The other is that we held the ISPI 2 months ago in Delhi. That is a trademark event of IIP. We have trademarked that. And that event went off very well, again in Delhi. And the ministry gave the direction. The Additional Secretary and DGFT was present there. Now he is Secretary Government of India, Shri Santosh Kumar Sarangi. And I thank him for all the support he provided to IIP and the keen interest that he showed as Additional Secretary, including the letter that he wrote on behalf of government to AICTE. So he mentioned that we should make it a regular affair. So today I announced that we'll be holding ISPI in 2026, again in Delhi, to make it convenient to the participants. So that will be held in January, February. We'll work out the details. Dr. Tanveer will work out the details afterwards and announce it a little early so that people who have travel plans are able to fix the dates properly. So that is the second thing I mentioned about the PGDP. Very proud of the kind of ODOP, one district, one product designs that IIP ended up providing support for, mainly to the UP government. Now those Aligarh locks which were messy and oily, those locks are packed in. Are we displaying something ODOP designs outside, Dr. Tanveer? So I would request you in the break to have a look at the ODOP designs developed by IIP, which is making a real difference to the lives of MSMEs who are ending up exporting those goods to some markets in those attractive packagings, which ensure safe transportation, proper communication, and good reception by the conscientious consumer. So that is one thing I wanted to highlight. Our R&D and consultancy facility is available to the industry. The process of testing, which has not undergone any kind of change, I had a close look at that, and we are in the process of overhauling that process so that the sense of maintenance of the chain of supply is ensured. In times of difficulty, for lack of knowledge, the packaging professional should not suffer the consequence of some mishap somewhere. So I am going to bring out a change in that so that undertaking is there and you are guided sufficiently so that the testing that is required to be done, the certification matches with the requirements of the product. So that is one process that is a work in progress right now. It should be applicable and should be up and running by June end or in July. So this is one important area of work which we do. The testing facilities are available. We have started testing in Bangalore IIP also with the machines which are now being operated there. And all my centers, we have modernized the equipment over the last 2-3 years. A lot of support has been provided to the R&D and for testing and R&D, and for which I thank governing body. I have to thank governing body again and again for the kind of support and the kind of faith they have shown in the IIP's proposals and the IIP's functioning. My heart is filled with pride and happiness whenever they say that I am leading a good team of officers. It's a very difficult task, leading a very small team. So considering the requirements of IIP, which has grown, we grew from one center, small center, to 7 centers now. And the manpower which was there, or let's say human power, which was there in 1966 at 117, remained 117, in fact reduced by 5 because some posts were abolished. So officially we have 112 people on sanction strength. So with the help of governing body, I have appointed some people on contract basis, and with their help I am running that institute. And to strengthen the manpower available to the IIP, 3 PhD holders have been appointed to all centers of IIP, headquarters plus 7 centers. So we have added 24 PhD persons who have research and knowledge and education ability to the IIP's human resource department. And that will be a big movement towards our teaching and research facilities and capacities. So the equipment is taken care of, the manpower is taken care of. Next step is the number of students. So I am doing a major outreach to the colleges because for the PGDP, our flagship course, we have to answer to the nation's expenditure in the resources available to IIP. So I would advise you, I have sent messages to you to make people aware, students and their guardians aware of the PGDP courses availability in Ahmedabad, Mumbai and Kolkata. And I will request you to redouble the efforts that you are making. It's a very sincere and humble request. About the supply chain management, an idea came in IIP Delhi that we should have a Bachelor of Management in Supply Chain and Packaging. So that's a first ever such initiative, Dr. Tanveer, and we are in touch with the authorities who are supposed to approve it. And once that is approved, that will launch the first ever such Bachelor of Management in Supply Chain Management and Packaging. That will be bringing industry needs, keeping industry needs in mind. So you would see that a lot of thought is going into what we should be doing to become more meaningful and more capable of fulfilling the mandate of creation of IIP in 1966. I go back to that year because I marvel at the thought process in those days when packaging was thought as important as management and technology. I really admire the sagacity of the creators of that time. I see the MOA where all industry members have put their signatures on record. your predecessors of various kinds. And the industry's nature is also changing with sustainability coming to the fore. So today's activities, I have taken a long time because I took it upon myself as my duty to report to you what your child is doing when he is 60 years now. So your means the nation's child. And in that sense, our dedication has to improve and I'm talking to the students and the faculty and the staff members, even contractual of IIP. We have to rededicate ourselves and think what we can do for IIP every day. In the evening when we go back, we must think very hard whether we were useful to IIP today, because I have of a firm conviction that we can lie to everybody, wife, husband, child, father, mother, boss. We cannot lie to ourselves. So if we try hard and strive well, we will succeed. I'll end my speech. There was a prepared speech, but as always, I have not referred to it. I will end the speech by saying this only. I believe in the dictum, "Koshish karne walon ki haar nahi hoti." And that dictum has forced me to think hard and work harder for IIP. We have made some improvements, but there are many promises to keep and miles to go before we sleep. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mishra, for your remarkable and very insightful address. I now once again request Mr. Mishra to please felicitate our guest of honor, Professor Dr. Rakesh Mohan Joshi, Vice Chancellor, Indian Institute of Foreign Trade. And can we all together once again extend a very warm welcome to our guest of honor. Kindly keep the applause going. So kindly accept this token of respect from our end. I would request Mr. Mishra to now present a shawl and a token of respect. And will now present a shawl to our guest of honor. We once again thank our guest of honor for joining us, for sparing his valuable time and gracing this event with his benign presence. I now request Dr. Tanveer Alam, Additional Director in RO IIP Delhi, to present a bouquet to Shri R.K. Mishra, IRS Director, IIP. A round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. We now present a bouquet to Shri Sunil Jain, Chairman, Indian Institute of Packaging and Executive Director, Raju Engineers Limited. Shri N.S. Sundaram, CEO, Paharpur 3P and Chairman, NRC. We now present it to Shri N.S. Sundaram, CEO, Paharpur 3P and Chairman, NRC. Shri Jeev Raj G. Pillai, Whole-Time Director and President, Packaging, Uflex Limited. Thank you very much, Mr. Mishra and Dr. Alam, for doing the honors. Thank you very much. And ladies and gentlemen, I now take the opportunity to introduce our next speaker, Shri N.S. Sundaram, CEO Paharpur 3P. He is a CEO of Paharpur 3P, one of India's leading flexible packaging solution providers. He has been instrumental in driving information and barrier packaging and sustainable multi-layer films. With rich industrial experience, he advocates for integrating sustainability into mainstream packaging operations. Can we all please together welcome him on the dais to address the August gathering?
Hey, good morning, everyone. I would like to talk a lot of things the way Mr. R.K. Mishra has talked about IIP. He just gave a complete brief about that what is happening within IIP. I'll just give this on this occasion of the Foundation Day. I extend a warm welcome to Director Mr. R.K. Mishra and our guest of honor, Mr. Rakesham Mohan Joshi, our chairman, Mr. Sunil Jain, our best friend, Dr. Tanveer Alam, the veteran of flexible packaging industry, Mr. Jivraj Pillai. I extend greetings to everyone. This is an occasion I just would like to tell how packaging industry is connected with the IIP. So I represent from Paharpur 3P. I remember that it was alumni of Paharpur 3P, Mr. Sunil Jain had mentioned to me. Paharpur was the company who gave a first land to start IIP Delhi in Delhi. So it was long time back. Somebody was telling in IIP, when I represent for the North Regional Committee, Mr. Kamal Mithal, he was a chairman of Paharpur 3P. He was the first chairman of North Regional Committee about 30 years back. So I would say that he had mentioned about it, that packaging industry to support. Yes, definitely today packaging industry, I remember in 2000, when we went for the campus interview to IIP Mumbai, we picked up around 35 students. So I was part of Paharpur 3P for last 26 years. We went around to the customers. Most of them are ex-Paharpur and IIPN. Definitely this institute has contributed a lot to this packaging industry. The people are across the globe, they have been placed in Coke and many companies. There are some stalwarts like Barun and Sudeep, all are sitting here. They have all contributed to the industry. We had developed, today we are talking about sustainability. There are packaging solutions, and it was all done by the people who had been passed out from this institute. They put a lot of effort and created this packaging industry in the last 25 years. I would like to hats off to an alumni of IIP and then the researchers and the people, faculty who had created this kind of a talent in the industry. We should give an applaud to everybody in the industry. So this, we have been working with last 2 years I've been associated with the IIP in North Region Committee. Otherwise, till the time I was a person who go and interact with an IIPN and talks about what industry, what is happening. Today, since I'm part of the IIP, I keep discussing with Dr. Tanveer and Dr. Ghosh, the kind of a passion today, the last 2 years, what I have not seen, I have seen in outside in the last 22 years. The last 2 years, I am part of the IIP, I have been seeing the kind of a effort which the team is putting and trying to bring the knowledge to the industry and putting he was mentioning that supply chain management. Today, I would like to say that there are a lot of IIPNs who have been sitting as a head of supply chain in many of the country, many of the big corporates. This course, what we are recommending, that will add a lot of value to the industry. Once again, I would like to thank and congratulate for everyone for this occasion of the Foundation Day. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. I'll now take the opportunity to introduce a pioneer in the packaging and plastic machinery industry, Sri Sunil Jain, Chairman, Indian Institute of Packaging and Executive Director, Raju Engineers Limited. With decades of industry experience, he has been instrumental in making India a global hub for extrusion machinery and promoting innovation in packaging. With due respect, I now invite Sri Sunil Jain to address the gathering. Can you please welcome him on the dais?
Good morning, everyone. Mr. R.K. Mishra, Director, Institute of Packaging. Professor Rakesh Mohan Joshi, Vice Chancellor of Indian Institute of Foreign Trade. I just realized it's a 62-year-old organization, great vision by the government. Mr. Jivraj Pillai from UFlex, Mr. Sundaram, CEO of Paharpur. I believe there's a representative from Ministry of Commerce. Welcome. See a good number of alumni members here, and industry stalwarts. Welcome to this event today. I can only assure Mr. Mishra that there is a lot of commitment from the industry. We have past chairmen like Mr. V.K. Sood, Mr. Sanjay Bhatia, still being very, very actively involved in contributing to the IIP. Yes, we need to increase the visibility. That's what we've been trying through these events. So more visibility IIP gets, I think there is more connection and attachment and contribution coming from the industry. And right here, when we sit in Delhi, we have such large companies which are involved, UFlex being one of the largest, Paharpur. I learned my packaging at Paharpur 35, 40 years back. We have Jupiter, we have GLS. So there's a lot of industries which are contributing not only from North India point of view, but also from India point of view. So 3 points which I'd like to bring to the table for discussion today. There are Indian companies which are already supplying packaging material overseas. IIP needs to contribute so that the industries, so that India becomes a global manufacturing hub for the flexible packaging industry. So the ecosystem needs to be built. IIP needs to contribute. To give you a perspective, Mishra ji also mentioned, the global packaging market is estimated to be about $1.18 trillion, and it's growing at a rate of 4%, and Asia Pacific dominates. We were there in Bali at the Asian Packaging Federation meeting, and we realized that India has a lot of contribution to make. In India is estimated only about $20.4 million, just 1.7% of the global industry. So that shows the potential which India offers, and we are growing at the rate of double the rate of GDP, we're growing at about 12%. So that's a huge potential. So there's an opportunity to become the global hub of manufacturing, design, and supply of packaging materials. Just like it happened in the IT industry, it happened in the pharma industry, and now even iPhones are being exported from India. So India has become the manufacturing hub for even phones. So similarly, our packaging industry needs to become a global manufacturing hub. So IIP needs to get involved in facilitating that system. As for manufacturing, India also needs to become further value add to what IIP can bring in. There's a point which I had even made in our last conference. There are 1 or 2 government officials here, that packaging needs to be given an industry recognition by the government. And as soon as you do that, the industry gets low interest loans, low power tariffs and water tariffs, the subsidies for infrastructure development, single window clearances for licenses, and like you have sectors of tourism, real estate, which have a industry status. So packaging needs to be given an industry status, and that will give a huge impetus, not only to manufacturing, but to education as well. So these are the 3 points I'd like to put forward. We can be discussed today, we can evolve strategies, and take it to the government to give support to these initiatives. And I hope you have a good time, enjoy yourself here. And I have GB members also present here with a great contribution. Industry is actively involved. So I wish you all the best and hope to have a fruitful discussion today. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Jain, for your valuable insights. I'll now briefly introduce our next speaker, who is also the lead speaker for the first technical session, which will immediately take place after the inaugural session. Shri Jeevraj Gopal Pillai, a seasoned packaging professional, is currently serving as whole-time director and president packaging at UFlex Limited. India's largest multinational flexible packaging company. Let's all welcome him on the dais for his address.
So good morning, everyone. Thanks, IIP, for giving me this opportunity to speak. I was told to speak on sustainability for Atmanirbhar Bharat. So why sustainability? So there are reasons we need to go sustainable. The most important reason is the environmental reason. I'm not talking about the environmental lobbies which depict the glaciers being melted or the straws getting into the turtle's nose or food found in a bird's belly. I'm not talking about that. I'm really talking about the hardcore environmental issues which we face today. The health issues caused by massive landfills, the drainages and nalas getting choked during monsoon, and all the cities, in all the urban areas, we find massive flooding during the monsoon hours. This is the kind of environmental impact which is for our country. So we need to address, we need to go sustainable, especially when it comes to packaging. The other reason is, of course, the regulatory or the participatory reason. We are participants in the UNEP. Okay. So we are active members of UNEP, United Nations of Environmental Program. We participate in UNGC activities. We are signatories to the Climate Change Pact. And most importantly, we are going to be seeing a global plastic pact, which is being discussed and promoted by the INC 5.2, which is going to happen anytime in this year. So 193 countries will be legally bound to follow the guidelines which the INC 5.2 will recommend. And as participatory nation, we also need to think about sustainability in packaging. Why Atmanirbhar? The most important reason why we need to go Atmanirbhar is the third reason of why we need to go sustainability, which is the economic reason. India's import bill of around $700 billion, nearly 30% of it is crude oil. And out of this, nearly 15% is used for making polymers. So India is a net importer of energy and polymers. If you can recycle and use recycled content, you can do the maths and see how much we can contribute to the economy. So it is very important. The most compelling reason for sustainability is the economic reason for us. Yes, it is important to address the environmental reasons and the participatory reasons, regulatory reasons, but most important for me at least is that the economic contribution which the sustainable operations can bring in is massive, especially for a country like us. So what are the enablers of Atmanirbhar Bharat? We are in a good position today. In terms of technology, we see parity between India and other Western countries. Whatever technology they have on recycling and other things, we also have it in India. The other enabler is the keenness of the industry. The industry is very keen to invest in recycling infrastructures or circular economy. Recently, I was discussing with a technology partner in France, who are offering technology for chemical recycling. And I happened to ask him, who are the ones who are discussing with you? He said, we are discussing with 5 companies, and out of which 3 companies are India-based companies. So that's the kind of keenness Indian industry is showing for implementing the sustainable activities. Also, if you see the EPR is a big enabler in our country. People talk about EPR in the Western world, but we are already in the middle of it. We are already in the middle of implementing it. And unlike other EPRs around the world, our recourse is not punitive. In the Western world, if you see, there is a plastic tax for polyester-based laminate and polypropylene-based laminate and multi-layer plastics and things like that. But in India, the EPR is a real roadmap. It gives you a roadmap of 10, 15 years on how to really become circular. And in a way contribute to the Indian economy. So EPR is another big enabler. Talking about disablers, I would not say disablers, I would say hurdles, because disabler is a very negative connotation. What are the hurdles? The biggest hurdle today is, as we were discussing with Mr. Mishra also, that there is a gap in technology. And if you see, there's a big gap between the academics and the industry. Industry is hungry for technology. There are startup companies which want to incubate a product, but we don't have the facility to do that. Okay, for example, if I have to do a simple migration test of a packaging material, we have to send it to Singapore. You know, so there are very few institutes. IIP is taking a lead in this. There are few institutes who can offer us a science-based solution. We are members of Alliance to End Plastic Waste. In one of the board meetings, we had invited Ms. Ursula Anderson, who's the head of UNEP, and she's leading the INC. And she was very emphatic. She says recycling is farce, recycling is fake. Recycling can only happen if it is science-based. All the scientists come in, pull together, bring in technology to recycle, then only recycling will happen. So this is very, very emphatic. So we understand that. So there is a big gap where we need to fill in with the help of science and technology. This is very important. So if you talk about UFlex, UFlex is currently about $2.2 billion, and we have a version 4 coming up. In 5 years, we have been asked to take this company to 4 billion plus in 5 years. It's a massive jump which we are targeting. And the biggest impediment which we found was that there is a technological gap. And that is why we are investing over 100 crores in creating an infrastructure, which is called Packaging Technology and Research Center. And we are happy to sign an MOU with IIP with the vision of incubating startup companies to come and bring in their ideas, convert them into technological products, and put them into the industry. So this is an initiative for this activity. So we need to address these hurdles. One hurdle which we also face is from the government side. So the government is keen to invest in recycling, but government is also hungry for the feedstock. Today we don't have the feedstock available, and feedstock cannot be generated by an industry. The feedback has to be channelized through a supply chain infrastructure which can be built only by the government. The MSW sorting plants where we bring in this is a waste stream for plastics. We were talking to some senior government officials, and one opinion was that, no, let us not go into MSW sorting system, but let us try and educate our people. Let us bring in education where we bring in the concept of source segregation. So we only said one thing, it will take 10 years. And in 10 years, you will find these mountains going up in height, the landfills. So let us use the technology to sort out automatically all the MSW waste, segregate the plastic out, and feed the recycling industry. Recycling industry has a huge to invest, provided there is a feedstock. For example, in Noida, we have a small recycling plant which can recycle 500 metric tons of flexible packaging waste, and we hardly get over 100 tons. The authority, Noida authority, is simply not able to segregate the plastic waste because they are dependent on the rag pickers. So we need technology to sort out MSW and segregate the plastic waste out to feed the recycling industry. This is the kind of technological gap which we have. We need to fill in both through investment as well as knowledge coming from the institutes. So this is how we will be able to make India Atmanirbhar on the sustainability front also. Thank you very much. We'll more to discuss on this subject a little later. But for now, welcome you all to this Foundation Day. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir, for your words of wisdom. Ladies and gentlemen, as we honor innovation and excellence today, it is time to celebrate the academic achievements of our students from IIP Delhi's flagship postgraduate program in packaging technology. The MSc Packaging Technology program at IIP Delhi, affiliated with Guru Gobind Singh Indraprasth University at New Delhi, began its journey in the academic year 2020-21. Over the years, this flagship program has nurtured talented professionals with 2 successful batches already passed out and the 3rd batch currently pursuing their studies. In a significant development starting from the academic year 2024-25, this course has been upgraded and renamed as MS Packaging Technology, reflecting its enhanced academic and industry relevance. As part of IIP's proud tradition and in recognition of outstanding academic performance, we now proceed to honor the top 3 students of the graduating batch with the gold, silver, and bronze medals. May I now request our esteemed dignitaries to kindly felicitate the awardees. To please step forward, our guest of honor along with our esteemed dignitaries to please step forward. We'll begin with MSc batch 2001 to 2023, and the bronze medal goes to Miss Sonia Rani Jadau. Please give it up for Miss Sonia Rani Jadau. Can we give them a more energetic round of applause? Requesting our guest of honor. Congratulations. And now it's time to announce the silver medal, and it goes to Miss Mamta Gupta, requesting our guest of honor to please do the felicitation. Our guest of honor to kindly present the medal. The silver medal goes to Miss Mamta Gupta. Her mother will receive this on her behalf. It's a very proud moment for every parent to be receiving an award or a trophy on behalf of their parents. To